Ah! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Recoup. I'm Cooper Daniels, and I'm a guy that knows a little about a lot, and today, it's my algo rant. Let's get into it. First off, what's going on? What's up, everybody? How you doing? I interview Lee Parsons one time, and all of a sudden, I can't control myself on social media. Like, I want to keep this light. I want to keep this positive. I want to rant. I have 0 notes today, but there's just so much to respond to. It's like, I don't even know how to organize it. But before we do that, let's just get some numbers out of the way. Coin market cap, Algo is sitting at number 31, at less than 29 cents. The markets are down today because I'm assuming Powell said something that they're going to keep interest rates high. I mean, we all knew that was happening. I knew this was happening. I prepared for that to happen. So that's where we are. Sub 2 billion market cap. This, hasn't been like that in a while. It usually isn't like that. It sucks, but that's just what it is, folks. That's where we're at, number 31. And then TVL, we're at number 19 with like 205 million TVL. Okay? So that's that. This is the deal. I have often in this position, or even just as an observer of stock communities, crypto communities, is I've always been very critical of people that just reflexively call something FUD because it's critical of their bags, right? And it's certainly in crypto is like somebody says something critical, and then they're a FUDster, and then they're terrible and they're shitty and they should shut up, right? I obviously don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I've done it. I have said true things about protocols, right? That people have called me a FUDster for. Now, a lot of what I've said is proven out to be right. And I said those things without burning bridges, without tearing down a project, without calling into question everything. I just said don't buy Opulus at $5. I just said that the devs left Yieldly. Guess what? I have a good relationship with both of those protocols because I wasn't a jerk about it. I just called out the things. There's a difference between calling something out because you want it to be better and calling something out because you're trying to serve your short position, okay? So when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. When they tell you that they're on a mission to short algo to zero, believe them. When they tell you that they have spent a significant amount of money on legal representation, pay attention, okay? When they are just consistently flooding the ecosystem with just as much FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt as they can, that doesn't mean that everything they're saying is untrue. There's probably some real valid concerns in it. But when their approach is to just flood it with everything and to see what sticks, I mean, come on, folks. You see this in government. You see this everywhere. It's the chaos. You create chaos. People don't know where to look. And then they just start to instinctively believe some of your bullshit, okay? So that's what's happening. And like I said, it does not mean that there aren't legitimate questions to be asked. Like, decentralization questions are very, very valid. I want to know more about how relay nodes are going to further decentralize. I would like to know that. I'd love to ask Silvio that. Would Silvio like to come on my show? I'll be very respectful. I'll have a lot of fun with you. And I'll try to ask a couple of questions that I know that the community wants to know, right? That's what I'm trying to do, is stay positive and keep it going in a good way. It's disappointing, folks. You have Terra Luna imploding. You have Terra Luna imploding. You have Cardano going through some troubles, and you're seeing through some work on mine and other people, there is a growing interest between the communities. There's a link. You're seeing it on social media. You're seeing it on Twitter. You're seeing a good relationship that I have with another YouTuber over at Cardano. You're noticing guys from Solana kind of be like, all right, like kind of liking the vibe over at Algorand. You know what I mean? I'm liking these JPEGs. I'm liking these communities. I'm having some fun. There's actually funny guys over at Algorand, and it's starting to pick up. There's a growth. Our TVL is growing. The DeFi ecosystem is spreading out and becoming more robust. We have a partnership with FIFA. There is so much to be excited about, and people are starting to notice. And right at that moment, we're starting to turn in on each other. We're blaming the foundation for every last thing. Like, I understand, like sometimes you're kind of like, why would they put money into this? I don't personally believe that putting money into Opulus is some terrible thing to do. I mean, look, you meet the guy, you see that this is a dude, you know, he's the dude. He's been somewhere, he's accomplished. He's way more humble than I even assumed. Like, the guy's the dude. You sometimes you place a bet on the dude. Like, imagine this O-Vault, this Opulus royalty vault. Like, think about what he has accomplished in the past and how well prepared he is to provide a cool product like that. All of these relationships he has with all of these different artists with these MFTs. Now, am I disappointed that I'm not going to be able to participate because I'm in the States? It's not that dude's fault. It's my fault. I live here. It's my mom's fault. It's my grandparents' fault for coming from Italy to California, where we don't have clear regulation over here in the United States. But this is my point. Like, I get it. You know, I've like watched Lee and I've kind of thought, oh man, this guy like going after people, can't let anything go unsaid. Well, you know what? Good for you, man. Keep standing up for yourself, keep fighting, and I hope your project fucking succeeds. Where's the positivity? Now, look, I also understand, you know, you're online, right? You're in the NFT community and you see an announcement that the foundation is giving a grant to ASA and you're like, what the fuck is that? Is that what I know, ASA No, that isn't ASA That's something else. That's a social media AI thing that's going to tell us sentiment on different ASAs. I personally don't really see the need for that. Like, where's the demand for that? But that's fine. But you're upset. You're like, wait, this is confusing. And you're standing up for the homegrown thing. And if we've seen anything this week, homegrown things can succeed. Like Kraken showed us with Rand Gallery. Fucking awesome, right? Awesome. So anyways, I get that. I get it. Like, you're like, how do we get a say in what you invest in? Because we're seeing too many things we don't like. Well, okay. I mean, obviously we can't just be, I mean, look, huge decentralized governance things move slow. And that's the big problem. That's the big concern about DAOs, is that nobody can agree and everything is just static, right? So I get that. But it's just like I don't know the solution to that. All I know the solution is that if you are asking questions and you are concerned about things because you want Algorand to be better, then that's awesome. If you're asking questions and you're concerned because you want your short position to succeed and because you want to recoup because you lost, because you swapped from ETH and you're feeling bad about that, and now you're gonna get yours and you're gonna prove them all wrong, and you probably have some, you know, self-belief that is like, you know, everything. Well, then no, kick rocks, bro. Kick rocks. I swear to God, you'd say, oh, DeFi is not a good application. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So now you're propping up the legacy financial systems, like where only the wealthiest have any opportunity. I mean, have you been paying attention? Yes, of course, in DeFi, VCs, and because they have a lot more money in these things, they have more, they get more because they have more in. But it's the opportunity, dude. It's the equal opportunity that I can go in there and get 40% and take risk. I can go in there and get 25% and take risk, or less risk maybe, depending on the pool, or depending on what I'm doing. But it's the access. Everybody has access to the same APY. We won't all get the same. Now, okay, now you're saying the inflation, right? The inflation. Well, this is the deal. If you've been watching my show for any length of time, you know I'm concerned about the token inflation as well. But it's not because I don't think that they need to do it. It's not because I don't think that they need to inflate us in order to grow the ecosystem. I believe that they do on some level. It's that you should be trying to outperform that inflation. Okay? That's it. So if you're just holding your algo and at the very least not participating in governance, well, you are getting inflated in a bad way, and it's not good. Participate, okay? Get in there and use it, or don't, okay? This isn't a stock. This is a currency. This is a utility token. This is gas. This is a device. we're here. We want to grow the ecosystem, because if we grow and more people come from Solana, more people come from Cardano, we get more, we onboard people with FIFA and all of these different things, then guess who wins? The people, the creators in our ecosystem. You know, it's Buddy Man and his Moofies or Doofies, sorry, whoever, you know, Giraffe, all of them. The Block Runner keeps on, you know, pushing out cool shit. Whoever. Or all these builders, these app people, Natalie Salamink over at Prismatic, DAOs actually get built. Anybody, AlgoFi gets used in a bigger way. Tiny Man becomes a bigger and bigger DEX, and so you get what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? Try to serve the community in a productive way, and that can include hard questions. But don't make it about you, because nobody gives a shit about you. You're saying that the race hasn't started? I swear to God, if you listen to this type of shit, Algorand will never, if Algorand Foundation, Algorand Inc., anybody, if anybody in charge or whatever it is making some of these decisions is listening and actually listen to that, the race hasn't even started. The race has started, dude. Algorand is behind, and it's actually catching up, has momentum, and all of a sudden, in a bear market, has momentum, with an opportunity, with things kind of collapsing on each other. If we continue to go forward, we grow with amazing tech. Now, there need to be questions, like I said earlier, about different things, how, you know, how rewards are given out, and, you know, yes, where's the XGov portal, all of the things, like legit questions asked with respect, and follow-up questions asked with respect, waiting to listen to what they answer, even if it isn't exactly what you're trying to get, what you're trying to trap them into. If it's not for that, then it's fine. Amazing. You have people, like I said earlier, you have people questioning Lee or Seb, or, I mean, these are great questions, and I want to ask them for you. I want to get the answer, and I want to give them the space to answer it, and to allow for the fact that they have a reasonable answer, or even to allow for the fact that their answer might not be completely satisfying, but it's an answer, and you move forward. And then you make your decisions where you participate. You make your decisions where you participate. I mean, that's enough, right? Nobody really wants to hear me go on that anymore. This is supposed to be a fun show. I mean, I hope you're at least engaged and you don't completely hate me after saying all that. So voting, the first one, and I haven't actually looked at this in a couple of days. I forgot that I was going to talk about this, but I mean, I know. So it is, I believe every quarter there is 70.5 million algo distributed, and the first one, the proposal A, is to take, I guess, about 7% of that. I think it works out to be 7 million of those. And if you participate in DeFi, in, you know, probably things like Folks Finance, AlgoFi, if you participate in a certain way, which will be defined later, I suppose, then you're going to get, you'll be part of the entire 70.5 million pool, which 63.5 million of them will go to the traditional governors and you, and then the other 7 million will be distributed amongst the people that participated in DeFi. So I can say unequivocally, I'm voting yes on that. Okay, there you go. No teasers, no pushing it along. I'm voting yes on A. And then, okay, so now B. B is linked to liquidity providers on DEXs. And so what they're saying is that because there's no real way to track algo in LP tokens, or there is kind of, but, you know, because of impermanent loss, it would be very easy for you to lose your stake one day because of a drastic fluctuation in the market. I'm sure people suffered impermanent loss today, right? So the point is that they are developing a system where you can actually commit to governance with LP tokens, just as long as you maintain a certain balance of LP and throughout governance. And then those liquidity providers will also get a piece of that 7 million bit that the other DeFi guys got. And then that's it. So you can vote for that as well. You can vote to do that or not. You can vote to do that or not. And on B, I'm voting no. Okay, why? Do I believe that liquidity providers deserve extra incentive to be here. Do I want more liquidity into DeFi? Of course I do. I just don't think if you split it all up like that, if you split up that 7 million with A and B, it's going to be a significant incentive for that. So it's just going to dilute all the people in A, which is more of the retail common guy is going to be there. And so I think that if you approve B, it's true that the LP, the LPs are typically big people that can actually afford, the people that can actually afford to continuously provide liquidity on these dexes through the whole 3 months is going to be a significant amount of money that they're putting in there. It's just going to make that 7 million algo pool insignificant and not even a real incentive for anybody to actually do it. And it just kind of takes away from what the retail guys that are just participating in DeFi, because we just want participation. Because if there's participation, then there's more incentive for people to provide liquidity. The higher the participation, the more the incentive will be to provide liquidity without the rewards or with the rewards, right? So that's where I'm at right now, okay? And it's mainly because I don't really see a real incentive for anybody to, provide liquidity that they weren't otherwise going to provide. If they're going to be part of that highly diluted 7 million pool, because those LPs are going to take a lot of the rewards. So I'm voting A. I'm voting yes on A, and I'm voting no on B. In the end, what are we doing? We're building a community, right? We want to be a community that people want to join, don't we? That's my main mission here. Not because I'm trying to build a community. That's not what it is. I am trying to build a community. I'm trying to build people around, my show. I want people to come watch my show. I want people to be entertained by my show. I want people to get useful information from my show. And I want people to, hear some great conversations. I hope people enjoy my conversations and they learn about the people. And, because a lot of times you're betting on people in a lot of ways. But in the end, really, Algorand is only going to be as strong as its community. Now, that sounds like a platitude or something, right? But it's true. We're only as strong. That doesn't mean that you have to be positive all the time. I'm not saying that. But it does mean you have to be constructive. Like, I promise you, if we become there's already people out there that FUD Algorand and call it the Fed chain, right? So if we're having daily SEC spaces that are just ragging on everything, right? Basically accusing the foundation of being crooks and swindlers, and Scaramucci, wrote a book because he's insolvent. Like, what are you fucking talking about? He probably started writing that book in the bull market because he was excited about algo. My God. I'm excited to be here, guys. I will continue to try to be a positive, fun person to watch. And it's all good. Look, in the end, right? Like, there's always shorts, and critics are good. They make you stronger. They test your mettle. They push it forward, and and then through the shitstorm of FUD becomes legitimate questions that need to be asked. So nobody should be afraid to ask hard questions, right? That's it, folks. Was that fun? Did you enjoy that? It's certainly no hard feelings, and I mean, do what you want to do. I'm going to continue to try to help the Algorand community in a positive way. But I will say to anybody that feels like I might be talking about you, well, that's not necessarily true. I'm talking about everybody, for one. But two, if you think I'm talking to you or about you, understand that it really is no hard feelings. But I will continue to try to bring out what I believe is the truth, right? And I'm always open to hearing back. All right. Hey, everybody, Thank you so much for watching my show. I appreciate your support. If you do like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share it. You know, let's get this thing going. Follow me on Twitter at COOP_Daniels, and let's keep it moving. If you have shrimp, send it to recoop.algo or any other ASA if you would like. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, week, whatever, whenever you decide to watch this. And yeah, do your homework.